Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight, and sorry I'm petting my sister's cat, Titan, so he's being a sweetheart. Um, Returning to you tonight for an album review for In Your Distress's Art of Betrayal, their debut studio album, and I was paid to do this request by AJ, one of the bandmates, which thank you so much for that. It definitely helped me get some groceries and all that, and I appreciate that. And basically, yeah, I'll definitely be reviewing your music for sure. You can guarantee that, even upcoming releases too. So, even singles too. So, you guys are definitely a good band. So, pretty much, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for In Your Distress Art of Betrayal, their first album back in 2020, and let you know my thoughts on this record overall for 11 songs that I listened to. So let's dive into this album review. Now, it starts with Intro, Art of Betrayal, and it's a pretty strong intro, in my opinion. It opens up the record, and not bad mixing and production with this one, so 5 out of 5. I did enjoy this track. Then comes Break, and the vocals are very disoriented, and not in a good way. I mean, this track is kind of okay, but it starts to become a decline through the rest of the song. So it's an okay track through the rest of the song, is what I said while I was yawning. So basically 3.25 out of 5. It's okay. The vocals didn't really do much for me, but they were fine. So 3.25 out of 5. All That Remains is meh. It's not one of my favorite tracks, but it's kind of mid, in my opinion, so I'd give it a 3 out of 5. The vocals just feel off key, and basically, it's. They did say that it was. The guy AJ said it was demo versions of how this album sounds, and it's not in a good way sometimes. It's good and not so good. It just depends on how the song sounds overall, but it does sound like studio play music and demo songs that were part of this record that could have used better mixing and production, but hey, they're starting off, so I'll appreciate that about it. So 3 out of 5. Control is a 4.75 out of 5. I didn't hate this record, well, I didn't love this record, I'll tell you that. But we'll get to the ending to it, and I'll give you a breakdown of what I thought of the rest of the tracks. So basically, Control actually has pretty good mixing, and I give this a 4.75 out of 5. I think structurally there's some weird moments through this track, but it works mixing wise. So I think they did a good job with this one. Then comes Scars, and that's above average in my opinion. It's not the best track, but it does come off a little cheesy at times for certain moments, but structurally it was mediocre of a song. I did like some of the vocals, even though they sounded demo version wise, but it's fine. So 3.75 out of 5. Look Up featuring CJ Supreme. This is a 3.75 out of 5. It's mediocre as well. There's some moments where I like the vocals, and some moments where CJ's vocals come in that I'm not really connecting with too much, but it's on the mediocre side. So, 3.75 out of 5. Sorry for my yawning. I'm just a little tired. I've had a day. It was inventory day at my store, so it was something. But it wasn't terrible. It was just something. Just the 6.5 hours went by pretty quick that I was working, but not in a bad way. Then comes This Resistance. I'm not a fan of the scream vocals. The demo scream vocals in this track are not really working with this one. It just sounds really cringy. and not in a good way. I mean, the track did have some good breakdowns and good uh, guitar moments through this track, but execution-wise, I just feel that this track was a letdown. So 2.75 out of 5. Then comes Never Ending, another uh, kind of embarrassing song in a way. And I know these guys were trying with this record, and I'll give them props for that. But it comes to a point where the structure and the mixing and production kind of fluctuates with this record, and not in a good way. So 2.75 out of 5 for Never Ending. The screams were kind of almost unlistenable. And it's like, man, I never thought I'd hear the worst demo screaming vocals that I've ever heard. No offense, it's just, it was just cringe. Not to say in the worst way, because I know that comes off as me being an asshole a bit, but I'm sorry about that. It's just, I'm kind of approaching it in a more douchey way, and if I am sorry. I don't mean to come off that way, it's just my tone and how I word things kind of may upset some people. So, basically, no hate towards this band and your distress. It's just how I'm viewing the record. So 2.75 out of 5. Flashbacks actually had nice piano work, and I'd give this a 5 out of 5. Shadows of My Past. I think this track definitely was kind of meh. The piano work is nice. The vocals are a little iffy. Like, bad and good. Like, it has its bad moments, but it also has some good moments from time to time. But 3 out of 5 for this track. And finally, we get to the closing track, Reaching, which is kind of a bad song. Not a great way to end the record, unfortunately. And I was very disappointed with this one, so this was a letdown. 2.5 out of 5. The scream vocals were kind of ear grating to listen through with this one. I was like, I'm just kind of let down. Just surprisingly let down with this track. Excuse my yawning again. So overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I found myself very disappointed with this record overall. I think this record really could have had potential. And there were some tracks, well, it probably didn't have that much potential, but hey, they at least tried. This was their first album, and I'll give them credit where it's due. They at least put out something they may not have been proud of, but at least they got through it. They persevered for the second record, from what I was told by the guy AJ, which shout out goes to him. Thank you so much for basically supporting my channel, and even the band supporting my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And definitely, you can watch my videos anytime. But if I were to give this record an overall score, unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry. I was a little tad bit disappointed with this. I'm giving it a 5.5 out of 10. I'm sorry, guys. This one was kind of off for me. The ending to the record was probably where it got a little hit or miss, and not in a good way. But I think the songs that I will say I'd come back to would be Break. Kind of, I guess. Not really a lot of memorable tracks that I would say are amazing, but this was their first record, keep in mind. It's their starting point to their career, their music career. And I greatly appreciate this guy AJ reaching out to me and letting me know about his band. And thanks for the paid request for this. It really helped out too. But yeah, I will definitely keep bringing some paid requests to me on different bands too to check out, and etc. etc. Even bands I'm familiar with, like, throw something in there for however much you want to throw in. But basically, yes, my channel is doing this thing called paid requests now, where I'm trying to profit off some marathon studio album reviews I want to do again, because I really want to do those again. It's just right now I'm not doing it for free anymore, because I need to make a living off this YouTube channel somehow, and make some scratch money on the side, basically. But yeah, 5.5 out of 10 for In Your Distress, Art of Betrayal. I was very disappointed with this record, and AJ was right. This record wasn't their great starting point. And hey, you're gonna have your hits and misses with records. It's just, as long as you know to basically evolve and try to make better production and structure sounding music that you know you're proud of, then that's where you know you're going to succeed. But yeah, 5.5 out of 10 for In Your Distress, Art of Betrayal. The next album review will be their second album that I'll be reviewing sometime tomorrow. I kind of want to try to get it done and out of the way, because I do have other reviews I'm doing later on in the week. But until then, thanks for watching this album review tonight, and thank you so much In Your Distress for recommending your music to me, because most of the music I've heard is pretty good. This one was not great, but it was fine. There were some tracks that were fine and some misses, but overall, structurally, this wasn't a good album. And with that being said, thanks for watching this lengthy album review tonight.